Hi, my name is Coach J2K, welcoming you back or to the House of Hoops production following third-generational rookie Max Primetime's career, who in this prime example edition we get to see how going from a 92 to a 93 overall with upgrades to his ball handling. As I said in the first episode, don't expect Kyrie. His driving layups, blocks, and standing dunks will affect his gameplay that so far awarded him Rookie and Player of the Month honors. Here are some social media reactions to this news.
That's what that boy's supposed to do.
MP's on one, man. He's been the best player in the league the last few weeks. No question.
My boy MP, you know what he doing. He gonna get his by any means necessary. Most definitely.
Player of the Month award. By the time this kid retires, he'll probably have more Player of the Month award than there are months in the year. That kid is that good. MP is a beast.
MP for Rookie of the Month. He earned it. This is just beginning for him, though.
We also get to see if Jimmy Butler will succeed where Brandon Miller failed in a positional rivals revenge game that would this time take place in Miami. In the last back and forth nail biter ending in a down to the wire win going the way of our rookie star, where Jimmy would disappear at times, we had a final score of 90 to 85. MP with a stat line of 39 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Side note, I took time out of editing this episode to put together a short and sweet reaction to the first rollout of the surface info and covers for the up-and-coming release of 2K25. Links should be in the description. Now, I wanted to correct or shed light on something I noticed. Fingers crossed, but it looks like the WNBA will have a GOAT tier. Now, will that be tied to my wish list / goal of a story mode for that side of the game? The major talking point as per Brute is the pro play. I tend to lean on his perspective of the matter. I believe that in 2K24, what we saw was just the surface. Well, going more in depth, make the community happy, we'll have to wait and see. But one thing for sure, we haven't seen most of the effect it brings to this franchise. By the way, as a small channel, I was pleased with last episode's engagement, so a huge thank you to all returning new viewers and subscribers. Know that your time is appreciated and valued. I honestly hope my growth in editing and creating this content is as entertaining to you as it is gratifying to me. If so, like, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell not to miss any of Max Primetime's Road to GOAT status. And as I said in the previous video, my goal is to reach a milestone of 500 subscribers sooner than later. Being a one-man production, your subscription is golden to me in hopes of bringing you this type of content on a more full-time basis. Now, before we jump into this rematch, cue the intro.
It's the, J-A-Y-S to the O-U. I'm going straight to hell if it's really nice to know you. Listen, it's the J-A-Y.
You're gonna want revenge tonight. You ready for
Hey, MP, I got some film I want you to watch. Whew, I mean, that's textbook. That's about as well as you can drive on Butler. You do more of that, we'll pick up another W.
You see the look he gave me after that bucket?
He's a bully, and you riled him up. I'd expect a lot of contact on both ends in this one.
I ain't got no problem mixing it up, Coach.
Yeah, I know, but don't be surprised if he absorbs more than you think he will. Look, watch how he bounces off the defender here for an and one.
That was Coach Warren adding to the previous game scouting report, pointing out what she feels to be relevant before MP heads out to shoot around. Welcome back to the Prime Example Show, where today we get an example of why he claimed Rookie and Player of the Month honors, as well as hit a milestone that Logan Bradley will break down at the end of this episode. I don't think I need to say it again, but it looks like I was right about MP's fit on this New York squad. But let's not waste any more time and join the game as the anthem draws to an end.
the Skylar Cole for that stirring rendition of our national anthem. And we'll be right back. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. We'll be watching the battle between MP and Jimmy Butler. MP bringing some confidence into the game as they took the win in their first meeting of the season.
And Jimmy Butler is not a guy who's going to take this contest lightly. Doesn't matter who Butler takes on, he always seems ready for the challenge.
And so the tip-off, it's Miami.
The game would start with primetime channeling Giannis and his "I'll keep doing me until they stop me" mentality, rim running to battle not Jimmy once again, but Tyler Hero, who started this game on fire, finding Kevin Love on a no-look, beating Roby on a cut. This had me wondering if MP would repeat his close to no-show impose on the one we call the bucket. Max, discrediting the logical scouting report that would have him pass up the three to rim run or facilitate, would ease my season opening worries, hitting from deep. Roby would join the party in further frustrating Jimmy. Brunson would do Brunson things, leading to Spo taking Miami's first timeout, score 9-5, advantage Knicks, probably doing his best not to have the previous game momentum follow. Oddly, the usually late Miami crowd was in full effect, 5 minutes and 24 seconds left to the first.
And now to look at the race for Rookie of the Year. And of course, it's still early, a little over a month gone in this new NBA season. But let's take a look at who's made a nice impact so far. You look at primetime. What a rookie year he's having, guys, atop the rankings right now.
On the heel of MP's rookie honors being mentioned, Larry would carry a momentum of his own, hitting off an off-ball cut, creating a screen, opening himself up for a corner three. We don't have Spo on camera, but I'm sure he's smiling the lead being cut to 1. But y'all know JB, he would have an answer for him, remaining relentless in his approach.
Hard working. That's what attracted guys like Jim.
If Brunson sees any daylight, he's going to attack. Did just that on the drive.
That's the Hero. Good, and Butler gets the assist. Butler's got 3 assists now in this one.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help?
Hero, showing to be the true hot hand, keeping the Heat in the kitchen with a streak, giving them a brief 1-point lead on another long-range ball. Spoiled by IQ feeding the lob threat in Mitch Robb, I feel many Knicks fans in real life seem to have forgotten, but I have to say, the help worries are founded, but I think every year is different. So let's see if this year he's able to stay on the court. Now, as we know, you can never truly shut down a great player. Butler would get his first bucket on a fadeaway at 2 minutes and 39 seconds left to the first, seesawing this lead back their way. He would also cut on the amount of highlights by ruining another lead change, but only delaying the inevitable. Silver lining, at least he's not in that clip. MP would get his first breather with a contribution of 10 points, score 21-20, advantage Knicks as Jimmy goes to the line.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Boy, you almost feel bad for the defender here, right? He tries to challenge Jimmy Butler's shot, times it pretty well, but gets tricked by the pump fake.
First free throw is good.
What you love about Jimmy Butler is leadership is hard. There's times where you've got to say tough things to your teammates. You need guys like Butler who will do it.
MP would return at the 4:52 mark in the second, score 35-34. Knicks up by 1, feeding Mitch Robb to a New York fan's dream, a mid-range baseline basket, giving them a 3-point lead that would disappear on a Bam rare long-range shot, trading buckets with MP. Trend that would continue, Hero clearly doing his part in this revenge game.
And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. And so here is Miami, trailing by 2. They'll be off to Charlotte for a game against the Hornets. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
Well, Kyle Lowry has spent his entire career finding open teammates.
Pass to Primetime, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Extremely unselfish.
Here's Hero. The Knicks making the shot. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Hero's got it all tied up now.
But things would look like Primetime versus the Heat for a minute.
We know what we're capable of. We just have to go out and prove it. We're not worried about anybody else, just...
Here's Brunson, following the basket by Bam Adebayo.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Matching his first quarter efforts to a total of 20 points, 1 assist, forcing another Miami timeout, score 47-43, advantage New York with 2 minutes left to the half. Upon return,
here's Primetime. He's covered by Hero. Takes a 3.
MP would surprise everyone with another long range. Jimmy, not having the same luck, would once again feel bucketless, letting his frustration show in an uncharacteristic reach, giving him his second foul. Adding insult to injury, JB would assist on a Roby 3 that would extend the lead to 10 with 57 seconds left to the half, score 53-43. But with urgency in his pace, Butler would score his third bucket for 6 points to help steady the assault by MP. However, Hero's hot hand, he checked the lead back down to 8 points to close the half, score 55-47, still advantage Knicks in the second of a 4-season rivalry game for these two teams.
So it's New York holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points...
Hero leading, showing a stat line of 22 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. MP sporting a 25 points, 1 assist, doing his part in influencing the current East rankings.
Greetings, Shaq, Kenny, and EJ here as we tip off the show with a look at our mid-season Eastern Conference standings.
The Heat jeopardizing their hold on second seed. They actually dropped from first seed, showing a record of 15 and 5.5 games behind. Knicks currently fourth seed in the East with a record of 12 and 7, 2.5 games back.
All right, let's focus on the half of play we just saw. It's proving to be an uphill battle for the Miami Heat.
Their defense is the opposite of disruptive. Listen, in the NBA, everyone's so good. You can't completely shut a team down, but at least make them work for it.
I expect that's what they are discussing at this very moment. And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
We'll see what happens at the end of the game.
He played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Really an incredible game from Primetime.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
We return to this action-packed rivalry to Kevin Love putting the Heat first on the board for the half, but MP had no chill in his continuous approach. Side note, as far as the dunk contest, I have to say, maybe it's me, but I found participating in those events a lot more clear-cut in previous 2Ks. The jury's still out on the mechanics, didn't get a chance to really dive into it much. I think I only got to do it once, but a change was needed. The copy-paste mode was becoming stale. Do let me know in the comments if you got to control your participation and how. The lead would balloon to 12 on another MP dunk, score 61-49, Hero doing his best to put out this fire. JB helping Max steer the ship, scoring and assisting on a run that would push the lead back to 16.
Rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Primetime.
Score 67-51. Jimmy, relieved to see one go through for his 8-point, but his frustration was still clear to see on foul number 3, sensing a shift in momentum once again. Robinson, I have to say, didn't help ladders for buckets, but thanks to Bam on the lob, he'd be able to short-term memory that block.
And guys, that is lockdown defense at its finest.
Robinson with the block. They get it back. Opens it up for Adebayo. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
with strong athletes.
However, Primetime's continued onslaught would force yet another timeout with a score of 71-55 on MP's 39 point, 4 minutes and 35 seconds left in the quarter. Heat fans worried but hopeful. MP would return to the most frustrating fouls in 2K. Like, for instance, if I'm anticipating the catch, I'm already triggering the dunk, I would usually hit the button. If the ball gets stolen, it would translate it to a reach, causing an automatic transition take foul that pretty much results in a free throw, and they get the ball back. Obviously, the Heat's not complaining. Jimmy would respond to an MP block with a successful out-of-bounds, inbounding bucket, giving him 10 for the game so far. But MP, sights on another 50-piece, stayed on brand. However, clearly missed his assignment, shocking Jimmy on the most open look he'd get to see all day. But MP showed no signs of slowing down, besides Tibbs giving him another break on a timeout following Jimmy's 15-point score, 77-63 in the Knicks' favor, under 2 minutes left to the third. Upon return, MP, taking advantage of his new matchup, Barrett getting into his bully bag.
And Barrett slams it in.
Wow, the hammer by R.J. Barrett. How about that athleticism?
Team take activated for New York, and despite Hero doing everything he can, the Knicks would go into the break leading by a score of 87-66.
1-point lead to end the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
At the time of this recording, not sure what direction the Heat are going to take, with Caleb Martin, now a 76er, on a deal that feels like Schroeder dropping the bag in LA. Speaking of Dennis, not to be outdone, also made FIBA news, former Knick Evan Fournier ejected for wrapping both his hands around his neck. What on earth will the 2025 season bring forward? And we didn't even touch on Paul George yet. Sound off on what team you'll be following in the comments. Now back to our game.
It's got to be a sense of urgency right now, okay? Any kind of tip out, a 50-50 ball, we got to own that. And then
GA's begging his guys to be more assertive in all aspects of the game.
That was Spo, looking for a sense of urgency from his team to start the fourth. Bam would start the quarter, honoring coach's request, creating an N1 opportunity to cut the lead to 18 to a very quiet crowd. MP would deepen that hush on a drive to respond, but for reasons only known to Thibodeau, he would take a timeout that would keep Max on the bench, maybe to mirror Jimmy being off the court. With a little under 5 minutes left of the game, Primetime would return, his eyes on another 50-piece if not more, putting more weight on his Rookie and Player of the Month honors. However, Jimmy, attempting to pull off a miracle, would go for 2 in a row and assist on a long range by Love, trimming the lead to 12. But a shot clock beating dunk by MP would force the Heat into another timeout, down by 14 to a score of 100-86. DA reporting on the Miami huddle. But MP would mute those words on another rim-rattling slam, giving him 51 for the game and shifting his eyes now on his first 60-piece, responding to Bam's and Jimmy's newfound groove to a thinning crowd, with most likely heading for a Miami night of fun on their mark. Butler would make it a respectable ending, with more of what we expected to see between these two, but too little too late. MP falling 1 point short of 60 for a score of 110-99, the fans pretty much filing out by the final buzzer. Final stat, 59 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, steal, and block. MP barely off the court as he saw his inbox blowing up with news of his got next tier position. Let's go to Logan Bradley for his take.
All right, let's talk about Victor Wembanyama. Coming into this season, he may not have been quite as hyped as MP, but he was getting just as much talk about being generational. Now, he's still on that track. Not that you need any reminding, but he is still 7'3". He still dribbles like a guard. He still shoots like one. He can do things that nobody at his size should be able to do, and he has a chance to revolutionize the game. So, what's the problem? Well, The simple fact of the matter is that MP has outperformed him, and it's not particularly close. As great as Vic is, MP is better. Point blank. Could these guys switch places one day? Absolutely. But as it stands right now, MP is the better player. If you don't agree with me, well, I don't think we're watching the same sport.
If you made it to this part of the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell not to miss any of Max on his road to GOAT status, aiding in my reaching the 500 subscriber milestone I keep talking about. I'll leave you with a huge thank you for watching, and don't forget, it's just gaming. I'm just playing. It's Coach J 2K, I'm just saying. See you next episode.